Welcome to FedScoop TV. I'm Billy Mitchell. Today we're here at the Digital Nation Summit sponsored by SAP, and I'm speaking with Vanessa Smith, the Regional Vice President for North America of the Strategic Customer Program for SAP. That's quite a title, but great to have you here today, Vanessa.
Thank you. Thanks, Billy. Appreciate it.
It's a great opportunity to bring you guys aside at this great event to chat a little bit about the digital perspective of the federal government right now. So since you guys know a lot about that, I'd like to hear your perspective specifically on, kind of how you measure the government's recent success into the digital foray, and kind of would you rate that as a success story, or where would you put them on kind of that curve and the progress they're making?
Sure, no, great question. I will have to say I have been impressed by the level of success the government has had with digitizing their business and their organizations. I think they're still a little bit behind the private sector, and the private sector is behind individual citizens and users who are well beyond on the adoption curve. But as you see increased looking for best practices from the private sector to be brought to the public sector, I see that. You think about the administration's American Technology Council and them trying to get the best minds from the private sector together to help make government run better. And you see some really good initiatives in terms of citizen engagement, where you see governments digitizing definitely the revenue collection process. So I think there's really good pockets of improvement, but there's a long way to go, and there's a big opportunity out there to take advantage of from a government perspective.
Yeah. And I think you named a couple good anecdotes, but are there any other, kind of types of examples of, that you see this really kind of working within government? Yeah,
sure. Well, I'll tell you just something that SAP is doing. We're working with that American Technology Council and administration on really putting some more visibility around performance of the government in the hands of the citizens through a dashboard. Right now, we're calling it, the working name is the American Performance Hub, but the idea here is that citizens expect more from the government and they want to see the outcomes. So why not provide a citizen-facing dashboard where they can look at performance on key priorities such as jobs, such as trade, such as infrastructure.
That's awesome. All of this is so tightly related to the technology that's kind of integrated in the back end of it. And I'm just curious, what kind of emerging technologies do you see right now kind of helping federal agencies as they move to become more digital?
Sure. I think one of the big emerging technologies is in the area of AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. We all know about the proliferation of data, over the past 10 or 15 years. I think there's a statistic that 90% of the data that we have has been generated on just the past 2 years alone. So as machines become smarter, it's more than just being able to parse the data and come up with statistics. Now they're able to predict future and help you make smarter decisions and take smarter actions. So I think that machine learning and then robotics and process automation through machines, I think those are really two big areas that we're seeing from an innovation perspective.
Certainly. And then kind of finishing out here, moving forward as agencies continue to become more digitized, what challenges do they face? What are the big challenges kind of keeping them from that?
Well, I work with organizations in both the private and public sector, and the answer to this question is the same for both. It's data.
Okay.
The fact that there's a lot of it's great because you can mine it and do really cool things with it, but that data is distributed everywhere. There's structured data that you can put into a database, but then there's also unstructured data. So how do you come up with an enterprise-wide or agency-wide data management strategy that you can really harness the power of high-quality, well-structured data to make decisions?
Awesome. Awesome. That makes complete sense. Well, Vanessa, that's all we have for you. I appreciate you stopping by to chat with us today.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Billy.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm Billy Mitchell of FedScoop TV. Thanks for watching.